Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome. I'm excited today. I don't know why. Let's be serious. Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Peter Deshayo. I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. I speak about academic excellence, financial intelligence, self-career development, and all those good things that would really help students be the best version of themselves and smoothly transition into the world of work. If you're interested in learning about these things, definitely keep on watching. So today I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to increase your savings, right? I'm assuming that most of my audience, they're young, trying to build their career, just starting out in life, probably even just graduated school, or you're still in school and you're trying to figure out, number one, you have access to all this money now. How do you, number one, spend it? How do you save? How do you invest? I think I'm able to share from some of my experiences and help you. But today's video specifically is going to be about how to increase your savings. So you're a student, you currently have your allowances. How can you increase your savings and graduate with a buffer that can help you at least start out your career or start out your life as an independent young lady or young guy that you are, right? Keep on watching. So number one is have a budget. Have a budget. A budget really helps. And what's a budget? It's simply, I have mine on my laptop, but before I just recently changed, just made it automated and e or software version each. Before I used to write it out in my book. So I had a book where I would write for every month my income for the month. I'm a salary earner, so I have an idea of how much I'm expected to earn every month. But for you, it could be your allowance, it could be gifts from people. Just have an idea of how much you're supposed to get as income every month. Have it in your budget, or just write it down, right? And the next things that should come is, what are your expenses? So I'm not talking about buying shawarma and the rest. What are your primary expenses? Maybe top of mind for me as a student, it's probably a student that is a Christian. So the way I do mine is, okay, so what's my tithe first? I take out my tithe, which is 10% of how much I am expecting, right? Or how much I'm expecting actually. Take out my tithe, take out my offerings for the month, my commitments, all those things, savings. Then I now move on to how much am I expected to spend. And as a student, your expenses will probably be around maybe food. So how much you spend on food, how much you probably spend on transport, and maybe school expenses. I can't think of anything else top of mind, but you want to have an idea of how much is it you actually even spend every month, so it can really help you plan. For a detailed, this video can be super long if I want to detail out how to budget effectively, and it's something I can decide I want to make a video on. So let me know if you actually want to hear me detail out how to make a budget of your expenses or how to make a budget, or how to run or live your life on a budget as a student. Let me know. But it's really having a budget. So having a tracker of your income and expenses, it does a lot. Number one, it keeps your mind in check. You're not just spending anyhow because you have this money. When you have a budget, I don't know the psychological frame into it, but it helps you, because when you want to buy something that's not in your budget, it just comes to your mind like, no, I didn't budget for this month, so you're not as willing to spend your money on that thing compared to what you actually budgeted for. So it makes a lot of difference. So number two is keep track of your expenses. Guys, this is a magic. It's the eighth wonder of the world, aside compound interest, right? Keeping track of your expenses work a lot. So another gist, I remember during my NYSC, I think it was 2020, I served, yes, and I just decided that for this month I would keep track of every single thing I spent money on. And when I say up to sweets of 10 naira, whatever it is, I would keep track of it. And I just realized that month, I don't know the figures in my head, but I ended up spending a lot lower than I would have spent if I wasn't. And the way the mind works is, because I knew that for every money I spent, I had to record it down for every single thing. And guys, I'm not joking, every single thing. I went out, I felt like drinking water, I bought water, I would write it down. or I just felt like taking myself out and I took myself to a restaurant and spent half of my budget or half of my income, like I would write it down, and it just helps because before I spend now, I would think, is this something I'll be proud of myself by the end of the month? And I'll just say no, actually I won't be proud of myself, and I'll end up not spending that money on whatever it is I wanted to spend the money on. But keeping track of your expenses, try it. Just try it and come and share your testimony. Just try it out. I'm not going to say too much, but it helps because you're not just spending. Number one, you know what you're spending your money on. Number two, just the psychology to it that, okay, I don't want to see that at the end of the month I ended up spending 50% of my income on shawarma. I don't know why I'm emphasizing shawarma today. But you don't want to see that you ended up spending 50% of your income on clothes or jewelry or food or drinks, whatever it might be. But just keeping track of your expenses could actually help you save a lot more, because you are conscious now. Before you spend anything, you are so conscious about it that you are going to record this thing, right? And so it's like, no, I don't need it as much. I'm not that testy. I can do without Cold Stone today. Actually, keep track of your expenses. It helps. So the next I would say is actually start small and be consistent. How can you increase your savings? Start small and be consistent. I remember the first time I ever saved, like I was intentional about saving a part of my income every month. I started with 1k, and it's the truth. Like today I'm not saving 1k obviously, but when I started with 1k. That from my allowance, every single time my dad sends me money, I would save 1k, and I was consistent with it all through the semester. At the end of the day, I don't know how much I had. I don't even think it was up to 20k, but I could boast of, this particular amount was my savings. If you're just starting the art of saving, I don't think it depends. Like I heard something today, it's not the intensity that matters, it's the consistency that matters. So if you are just starting out savings, I would say it's not the intensity. I save 50,000 naira at a go, whoops, I save 1 million naira at a go, no, and then you don't save till 10 years time, no. For me, if you're starting with even 500 naira, just being consistent about it. Every week I save 500 naira. Every week I save 500. I'm being diligent and consistent about it. You can increase your savings by doing that. And I think the final thing I would say, which I don't know if it really helps with increasing your savings, is start investing. Guys, it is never too early to start. Say it. It is never too early to start. And I'm so serious. Like now I think about school, and obviously you're not saving to become, like, your investment will not make you the richest person alive. Whilst you're a student, how much do you have? 100k max. If you have more, I'm saying, even if you have 1 million naira allowance every month as a student, which I'm happy if you do, it would not help you build a house, right? For me, the skills I believe are very important. It's just like the art of doing it, the habit of doing it. So I'm saying all these things not to make you the richest man in Nigeria, or the richest lady in Nigeria, or the richest lady in your streets. I'm saying this for you to build the habit. For me, the habit matters, especially when you're like in your formative years, when you're trying to figure out, how to balance life, how to balance money, how to do all these things. You're trying to figure out life. The habits you build is what would help you, even when you have this, like you have a lot of money now and you don't necessarily need to save 10% or all these things, or you don't even need to save because of like your investment working for you, but just the habits for me is what matters the most. So I would say start investing, and you save to invest. I heard this first in my economic class. So you save to invest. Most investments will probably require you to have a lot of money, but you don't have that much money. But just saving for a consistent period of time will help you invest. And that's a video, and that's another video entirely on what should you invest in, all these things. I'm figuring it out. This is not financial dictionary or financial Wikipedia for you. I'm just sharing from my experience. So please do all these things. To recap, I think the first thing I said is what? I don't know the first thing I said. I know I said keep track of your expenses, keep track of your expenses. Give yourself this challenge. I think we should run a challenge. I'm so excited. Let's run a challenge. Let's say for a week or 2 weeks or the month of June. June is, I don't know when this video will come out, but let's just say for the month of June, we're running this challenge of keeping track of your expenses for the month. And I'm very happy to join you. Something, you know what, I'm excited. If you're interested in challenge, actually let me know. Let's do this all through the month of June. So I'm proposing out there for as many of you watching this video of keeping track of your expenses all through the month of June. You can start from now, but actually, like, you know, let's challenge ourselves to say, for every single money that leaves my hand or my account or my purse all through the month of June, I'm taking account of it. And let's challenge ourselves. And I promise you, number one, you're going to spend a lot lower than you would typically spend. Number two is you're going to save more, right? So I would say keep track of your expenses. The other thing I said is starting small but being very consistent. So building the habit of savings very early on. It doesn't have to be like the intensity, the amount you're saving. Is the habit of doing it repeatedly over a period of time. And I can't remember actually what I said. Yes, have a budget. I hope you've learned one or two things from this video. I felt it was all over the place, but the gems are there, so you know, dig in the rough and find the lessons. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm taking my YouTube business very seriously, guys. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. You know, I believe that I'm adding value to you guys. So it's actually not your right, don't get me wrong. But I would appreciate it if you could click on the subscribe button, right? Before we jump into what we're talking about today. Because it's going to help you. I know, because it helped me. So, subscribe. Let's be serious.